What is going on, everyone? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Tuesday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. As usual in all my videos, I will be talking about the main slate here, using FanDuel for salaries. We have 8 games on the main slate tonight for the MLB, 2 games in that after hours slate, and then we have a 6-game early slate for the 6 o'clock Eastern games. So I'll be playing all those as usual, early and after hour slates, all non-main slates. You'll see that posted on my Dub Club. You can sign up with the link below this video for just $1. Main slates, as usual, will be on my actual website around, an hour to 30 minutes before lock. Going to be talking about some pitchers in this video, 2 infield, 2 outfield value plays. We do have a Coors Field game as the Rockies are now back at home. That always matters in DFS. A couple of win spots we got to, try to take advantage of. But all in all, looks like a pretty solid slate. No rain to worry about. Maybe some off chances of a late start or a delay, but nothing too serious in any of these games for any sort of cancellation. So it's always nice to not have to worry about that. Pitchers, I think there's really just 2 pitchers I like on this slate that I will be targeting. First guy, a spend up. Yamamoto looks fantastic tonight at home for the Dodgers. Other than his, debut shaky start in Korea against the Padres, he has looked really good in the United States as a major leaguer. Again, tough first start, but since then he's been fantastic. 10,200, you are paying up for him, but I do think it's worth it. In this matchup against the Marlins, the Dodgers are minus 300 favorites. So any matchup at home is going to be good for Yamamoto. It doesn't really matter what the team is, but now with a matchup against the Marlins, it's going to be really hard to not want to play him. He's projected for the most fantasy points on the entire slate over any other pitcher. So at 10,200, I do think it's an easy thing to do. The Coors Field guys, especially the Giants, who have the better matchup in that game, are very cheap on FanDuel, so we can get to them. We'll talk about those guys in a moment, but I do like Yamamoto at 10,200. The other guy I'm looking at, you can save $1,700. If you pick Yamamoto, it's going to be hard to get to the Dodgers hitters, Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, just because they're expensive. But they have a great matchup against Cabrera of the Marlins, who has a 6 ERA. So the Dodgers could do some damage, just like they did last night. We had Ohtani and Freeman. They went back-to-back in the first inning. That was very nice. But this could be the difference. If you wanted to get to Dodgers hitters, you could go down to Bailey Ober. He's the only other pitcher I'm really looking at. Kind of a shaky start to the year, 4.55 ERA. 8,500 is a pretty decent salary on him, though. He still has been going deep into games. He's their number 2 guy behind Pablo Lopez, and I expect him to have a good game tonight. He has a good matchup. He's at home against the Mariners. The Mariners have been a pretty decent team to target when you're looking at pitchers, so I do like Ober, minus 150 favorite, so Vegas likes the Twins too. The Twins should be able to give him some run support. They have a good matchup against Emerson Hancock of the Mariners, who's been struggling to start the year. He almost has a 5 ERA, so Ober has a good chance to go 6 innings for that quality start and get in line for the win, which is always huge because you get the 4 points for the quality start and the 6 points for the win. Again, even though he has that 4.5 ERA, they don't mind keeping him out there as long as he doesn't get absolutely torched. I think he's just been giving up home runs at the wrong times and has gotten a little unlucky because other than that first start against the Royals, where he got rocked, I try not to look too much into the first start or 2 of the season because a lot of guys struggle, right out of the gate. He's been good. He's gone at least 5, since the first 2 games, he's gone 6+ innings in the last 4 starts. So he's not even giving up a lot of hits. Other than that first start, 3 hits, 2, 3, 6. It's really just that 8 earned runs in that first start that really exploded his ERA, but he's slowly bringing it down. He looks good. He has a 43, a 50 spot, so we know his upside. Pretty good price, in my opinion, for the upside that he presents at 8,500. Not sure which way I'm going for cash and GBP tonight, but Yamamoto and Bailey Ober are the two pitchers that I am looking at on FanDuel. For the infield, we want to get some Giants exposure tonight. They have a great matchup at Coors Field. It's a 10 over-under, which isn't a huge over-under for Coors Field, but obviously still the highest over-under on the slate. Giants are minus 160, so they're projected the most runs on this slate tonight, and they are not priced up like they should be. I like Lamonte Wade a ton tonight. Lefty-righty matchup, should be batting second. Obviously, we want to wait on this confirmed lineup to make sure that these guys are batting at the top of the lineup. But like I said, the Giants find themselves in a great spot here against Dakota Hudson of the Rockies. He's bringing a 6 ERA into this game, an 0-5 record. Wade batting .350 on the year to start. He's been getting hits. He doesn't play against lefties, but when there's a righty on the mound, he will be most likely batting second. And at $3,000, looks like a great play. Usually, Coors Field players go up to $3,500 minimum, so we are getting a nice bargain here in this spot for Wade. Another thing here, he can play first base and outfield on FanDuel, so multiple ways to get him into your lineup. Second base, the Cubs look like another team to stack tonight. One of the better teams on top of the list for projected run totals. They are minus 170 favorites against the Padres. Randy Vasquez is going to be on the mound for them. He's also struggling to start the year. He has a 5.87 ERA. So obviously in a game where we see 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing directly out to center at Wrigley Field, there should be some runs in this game. Nico Horner looks great. He should be leading off, batting .280 on the year. He can steal bases when he gets on. Obviously, like I always say, I like picking guys at the top of the lineup because they have a good chance of getting 5 at-bats, so that extra at-bat is obviously a nice benefit for us. Horner looks good. He can play second base and shortstop. The Cubs are a good team to target overall tonight in this matchup with the wind blowing out against Randy Vasquez. For the outfield, going back to the Giants, one of my favorite plays on the slate, although he's had a bit of a tough start to his MLB career. Jung-Ho Lee looks great. 3,100, like I said. These Giants are just too cheap at Coors Field. Lefty-righty matchup against Dakota Hudson. 252 average. We know the potential that this guy has. One of the biggest signings in the offseason from the Japan League. The Giants are obviously going to bank on him having a great career. He has a lot of talent. 4-game hitting streak has really done nothing over the last couple of weeks, but baseball is a weird sport. He could easily put up a huge number tonight at Coors Field leading off. Again, probably going to get 5 at-bats. Should be able to do something here tonight with a high over-under at Coors Field. Jung-Ho Lee at 3,100 is a great value play. I expect him to be pretty popular. Then our last play, another cheap play. Max Kepler, the Twins are in a good spot tonight. Like I was saying with Bailey Ober, they have a good matchup to give Ober some run support against Emerson Hancock. Wind is blowing out 13 miles per hour, so that might hurt Ober if we're picking him, but I don't think it hurts him enough where we go off of him because he's pretty cheap and the matchup's great. But for bats, these lefty bats with the righty matchup against Hancock look great. 2,900, cheap price on Kepler. He's had a great start to the year. Should be batting cleanup in the heart of this Twins lineup. 311 average. He's been hitting the ball. There's not much more to say than that. He's on a 9-game hitting streak. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-game hitting streak. So he's been hitting the ball. He's seeing it well. 3 doubles in the last 2 games. A homer 3 games ago. He has 4 extra base hits in his last 10 at-bats. So he looks great. It's a great matchup, like I said. He's been getting the fantasy points as of late. I expect him to keep it rolling here tonight against Emerson Hancock of the Mariners. That'll do it for this video, guys. Let's have a nice night overall. 3 MLB slates to get after. The early slate, the main slate, the after-hours slate. Let's have a nice night on this Tuesday. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.